So when the helicopter caught up to Liam and Rex, they thought they knew how to catch them. But luckily, Rex was a very good jumper. That helicopter pulled right up to Rex and Liam with a great big net that it was gonna fire at them to try to wrap around Rex and take him down. But as soon as they got close enough, Rex jumped way up high in the air, so high that he jumped over the helicopter. And right when Rex was directly over that helicopter, they fired the net right up into the air to try to get Rex. But Rex dodged it. And because that helicopter shot it right up in the air, guess what? It came right back down on the helicopter. And so the net fell right back down and tangled up their propeller, and all of the pilots jumped out of the helicopter, and that helicopter went right down to the ground and crashed. Luckily, all the pilots were able to jump out with their parachutes, and they were just fine. But that helicopter was toast. And so right when Liam and Rex thought they were home free, they heard some new noises coming from off in the distance. This time, it sounded like a fighter jet and a tank. And they were exactly right, because the army sent in backup to try to get Liam and Rex. And so a great big fighter jet came and a tank pulled right up. And they got on opposite sides, and they both tried to fire their nets on Rex and Liam. And so they both shot at the same time. And once again, Rex was so fast, he jumped right out of the way. And guess what? Because the tank and the fighter jet were on perfectly opposite sides of Rex, both of their nets went across and took out each other. Now both the fighter jet and the tank were all tangled up. And before anything else could happen, Rex and Liam knew they had to get out of there. They had to hide somewhere fast. And so they ran down the side of the mountain they were on until they saw a cave in the side of that mountain. And they ran inside quick. And when they were inside the cave, it was dark and creepy. And not long after they got in there, they heard a sound coming from deep inside the cave. And that sound got louder. And it got louder. And then Liam, quick, pulled out his flashlight that he always kept on him, and he shined it into the darkness. And you know what they saw? They saw a great big dinosaur. It was even bigger and even scarier than Rex. And as soon as Liam and Rex saw that dinosaur, they went running out of that cave as fast as they could. But you know what? That big scary dinosaur went running right after them. And they were trying to get away. And it kept getting closer. What were they going to do? And then right as Liam and Rex ran out of that cave, they tripped and they started to fall over the edge of a cliff. And right as they went over it, Rex felt something grab his tail. And when Liam and Rex both looked back to see why they weren't falling off that cliff, you know what they saw? That great, big, scary dinosaur had grabbed Rex's tail. They thought this was going to be a really scary, mean dinosaur, but he was actually helping them. He just saved their lives. And then that dinosaur pulled them up and set them both safely on the ground. And he smiled at Liam and Rex. And then he just walked right back into his cave. And after that happened, Liam and Rex looked at each other, and they were both thinking the same thing. At first, they thought that big dinosaur was going to be mean just because he looked mean and scary. But he actually turned out to be their friend. He saved their lives. And as they both sat there and thought more about it, they thought, maybe the police and the army and all the other people in this city will realize that we're not really mean either. We just need to show them that we're nice. and they knew in that moment exactly what they had to do. They needed to go back and help the people who were trying to get them. As crazy as that sounded, that was the only way to show them that Rex wasn't really dangerous or scary. He was a nice dinosaur. So that's exactly what they did. And so Liam jumped back up on Rex and they ran as fast as they could until they could find the police helicopter and the fighter jet and the tank that had all crashed. And they ran up and checked on the people that were in the tank to say, "Are you okay, sir?" And they went to the fighter jet to check on the pilot and said, "Are you all right?" And they went over to those pilots who had jumped out of the helicopter and said, "Are you all right?" And anybody who needed help, they gave them a ride to the doctor so that they could get Band-Aids and feel better. And once they all saw how kind Rex and Liam had been after they were chasing them down and trying to get them, they all came together and then they went to the mayor of the town and they said, "You know what? Maybe we had them all wrong. I know we all thought the dinosaur was going to be mean and dangerous, but he's actually really nice. And he is big and strong, but he used his power to help us, not hurt us. Maybe we should just leave him alone and let Liam keep the dinosaur in his backyard. He's not doing any harm." And everybody agreed because Rex was such a good boy, he could stay with Liam. And so Liam and his mom and dad built a great big barn in their backyard for their dinosaur to stay in and live in peace. And every weekend, all of Liam's friends came over and Rex gave them rides. And they had so much fun. And for the rest of Rex's life, he did nothing but good. And everyone loved him.